Hi, I'm Bran, and I love own Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise own Christmas movies.
I'm Alonzo, and we got owned, and this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Boy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Deck the Hallmark, another Monday edition, which means we're going back in time to watch a Christmas movie from another network. And this week, we've landed on the OWN network,
Yes,
or
we have.
do we
The
call it
Oprah
OWN?
Winfrey Network.
Oprah Winfrey. Oh,
You didn't know that's why it was called OWN?
of course
Wow.
of course I did.
Wow.
Of course I did.
He didn't.
no.
Well, last I heard, it was the O network. So when did she decide to call it? When did they make the pivot?
I think it's always been owned.
I
I
think
think you're
it's-
thinking of Oxygen, which was
Do you
the
have
other
any
Lifetime
viable
back in
information
the
to
day.
pass along?
O magazine.
O Magazine, yes.
Yes.
There is an O Magazine.
Correct.
If I were her, and listen, who am I to tell Oprah how to run her empire? But let's streamline it a little bit. Let's do O Magazine, O Network.
These are hot tips from Brand to Oprah.
I am running a podcast enterprise
Empire.
here, so I know stuff.
I always tell people when they start a new podcast to make sure you can get the same name for your Gmail address and for your social media and
That's right.
the website. So
You get it?
You're not wrong. You're not.
Yes, me and you're setting up that meeting with Oprah. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
any
you
day
got it.
now. Yes.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Very excited to break this movie down. But before we do, what we have.
You don't do the break this movie down till after the synopsis.
I'm
I don't know
excited.
if
No,
you
I'm
know.
just saying. Well, fine. I'm excited to do the synopsis. And I'm excited to break
I'm
the.
excited to talk about Christmas Fumble.
Yes, exactly.
It's a Christmas
Dan,
Fumble.
Did you ever play football?
Not
You have a body for football.
Thank you.
And a mind for sin.
I did not.
Absolutely.
On this
right.
week's Lifetime Movie of the Week.
Body for football. Mind
Body
for
for Football, Life for Sin. Mind for Sin. Yeah,
We're staying on after this to write that. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. It's a quick script. Just so we've already got the specs. We just
Yeah,
gotta
it is.
narrow it down. I never played organized football. No.
You flagged it.
My parents were not big on it, and looking back from a head injury standpoint, I don't blame them. But we played tackle football in the yard next to our house growing up all the time.
That
Like with
explains it.
no pads or helmets, just
That
full
explains
tackle
it.
football.
Sheer
but
aggression.
and then my school growing up didn't have it. What about you? Did you ever try to go out for the football team?
I'm one of my biggest fears in general is being hurt, big or small, and that stops me from doing a lot of things, including football. I would do two-hand touch. Once it got past that, I was out.
So no flag?
I could do flag. I'm
Okay.
just saying, in the yard, I would never do tackle.
You'd be out on tackle.
That's exactly right.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I need to go back to Daniel went to a high school in the South that didn't have a football team.
It was a private school.
Now they have
Alonzo.
football.
Even
Now they're a
still,
big deal.
They have football now, and they've won a bunch of titles and stuff. But when I went there, they did not have football.
Wow.
So I know,
I didn't
right?
know that was illegal.
Yeah. It's true, but
Oh.
it is typically a religion in the South. You're right.
Alonzo, you were a big footballer.
Yeah, huge.
No. I had to attend games when I was in grammar school because my older brother played high school football.
Okay.
But yeah, I was this will come as a shock, not particularly athletic. I was not.
What?
So
Have you ever?
I know,
You've
right?
thrown a football.
Sure. No,
Yeah.
I know he taught me how to throw a spiral and yeah, I definitely I grew up with 3 older brothers, so I am not unfamiliar
Yeah.
with the concept of tackling.
Was it Dr. Older Brother or Dr. Older Brother?
It was Dr. Older Brother.
How about that?
Yeah.
Go figure. Man, how about that? We're talking about a Christmas fumble.
Not the Christmas Fumble.
there's
We would
lots
not
of fumbles.
One of
presuppose that.
several.
One of several. But who's counting? I'm not. It's a Christmas Fumble. Take your pick. It originally aired on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yeah, that's what OWN stands for.
Get out of
Yeah, I
here,
know.
man! That is unreal.
It's crazy.
December 10th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a hotshot businessman, Grant Evans, walking into his office surrounded by protesters. She's greeted by Nicole, the Queen of Crisis Management, which is a great
Every
title.
year they crown that.
They crown this year's Queen of Crisis Management
In a
is
televised ceremony.
Nicole.
Hey.
How about today? She's gonna help his image by setting him up with like a toy giveaway outside, and also he's going to announce a partnership with a children's hospital for millions of dollars, and that's all it takes to get out of the
Scandal.
crisis.
That's right.
Way.
Yeah.
We then meet Jordan Davies. He's a football analyst with a big show who is shocked to find out that he's being canceled because it comes out that he was playing college football and received some bennies. Some bennies? Benny, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How about you, Brad?
Doing great.
Things are looking up.
Is
Got a little money
this
under the table.
from whom?
I found it under the table. I found it. I looked under there. It was there.
You go to every place you go to. You
You
put
never know.
How often has that paid
Have
off
you
for
ever been to
you?
one of those candy machines? You stick the quarter in.
Of course.
Sometimes there's free candy in there.
Going back to the table, how often has that happened?
It's a 50-50.
50% of the time there's money under the table?
Pennies are money, Brad. I don't care what you say.
Pennies are money. You're right.
He's not wrong.
Pennies.
Pennies.
Pennies for Benny.
Pennies for Benny. He received some pennies is what I'm trying to say. So naturally, the channel wants to hire Nicole, the Queen of Crisis Management,
Who wouldn't?
to handle this crisis, to manage it, if you will. Nicole's reluctant because Jordan is her ex-boyfriend. She goes in to tell her boss that she can't do this, and unfortunately, the client is already there. It's already a done deal. We're doing this thing, but no problem because he's engaged. A totally legitimate engagement
On the up and up.
On the up and
Above
up.
board.
And so no big deal. She's in a relationship. He's engaged. What could go wrong here? Well, a lot could go wrong because they start like rolling around on the field and they're shocked to find out pictures are being taken of them and posted on the internet machine. But it's just, sometimes that's how you manage.
The internet
We
machine
all
just does something.
we all manage crises differently. Some roll around in a field with their client.
Who are we to tell the queen how to do her job?
I would never. And they're doing a lot of different activities together. And he's starts helping out with this. What is it? A community center.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I don't even want people to know that I'm
No.
here.
That was the football camp first.
He does a football camp. Then he does the thing. And he's like, right now I'm just doing this for the love of it. Don't take pictures, blah, blah, blah. His girlfriend, fiance, is an influencer and is always like only wanting to shoot things on her phone, and is like, oh, we're going to be doing like things for good. Not really all that interested in that. They have a lot more like close conversations. He touches her knee a lot. They're having conversations, and you feel the tension, and we ultimately end up finding out that the bennies that he took, he used to pay for her college. What?
No, nothing.
Benny, have you ever paid for someone's college?
No.
Do you like
Cancel
college?
the debt, Joe. What was that? Oh my gosh, where did that come from? Way back in the back there.
So you don't have student loan debt, but you're for it.
I'm for it.
Wow. Again, that's Benny. We
It's
don't
not-
take stands
look,
here.
We don't, not us. Benny wants Joe.
Benny
Yeah.
wants
to cancel
Joe to
the-
cancel
that's
the
right.
debt.
Yes.
They're
Predatory loans. What do we?
Wow.
Benny, just calm down. This is not the time nor the place.
So
sir.
you think only because they're just 18-year-olds, you don't think that they're capable of making those type of decisions?
Were you?
Hey, wouldn't you know it? He breaks off the engagement with his fiance, and she releases a video announcing that she was the one that the money was for. So everyone starts like freaking out. They're like, they love him again. He's like, yes, take bennies if it's for the good of other
That's right.
people.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And so they end up getting together and they kiss some more and he keeps his job and she leaves, I think. And that or gets, I don't know, the Christmas Fumble.
We started off so strong in that synopsis, then the wheels started like whoa, whoa, and then at the end you were just airborne.
If you the keen eye will notice when my interest waned. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back here on Take the Hallmark. And Benny, what's that email address? People can
I don't
email.
think he's giving it out. I don't think he's going to give it
Well,
out.
don't email us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a Christmas fumble, and I'm going to throw the ball to my good friend Alonzo, and he's going to share with us his hot take. Are you ready?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Great catch.
Thank you. I got the hands. Yeah, this, like, I'm not mad at this movie. I think that it as sort of like made for a cable romances go, it has a lot in its favor. One thing it doesn't seem to really have in its favor is the idea of Christmas. This feels like this could have been an any time of year story, and they just sort of grafted Christmas onto it as kind of an afterthought, and it shows. Like, it's not really in the DNA of the story.
I would wager to say Brand may say something about this too. That would be my guess.
Yeah, just
Continue.
a hunch.
No,
you know,
that doesn't sound like me.
A lot of things at work here. I'm an Eva Marcille fan, back to America's Next Top Model when she won season 3.
Of course,
always thrilled to see her again.
I was wondering where I knew her from.
Right?
Season 3
of Top Model.
Back when the show was still relevant, you know.
You sure it wasn't season 4?
I looked it up. Season 3. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of lukewarm here.
I'm open.
Man,
Oh,
this is good stuff here. This is great.
Guys,
if you're watching on Philo TV,
I was going to say, you're missing out
your
if you're
whole
not
month's worth right now.
watching
Philo.tv/DTH.
And that just comes with any subscription.
Any
huh?
subscription, you
Wow.
get that right there. What you guys just did, it's
That's-
unbelievable.
that's
You don't have to
good.
pay extra or anything.
That's good. We'll wait until you see what we do next.
There's not like a dumb podcaster tier you have to sign
No,
up for. That's just
no.
a basic. There's like a basic.
They're giving it
package.
away.
That's right.
So this is the worst type of Christmas football movie because it's not a Christmas movie nor a football movie.
Fair.
I was quickly frustrated with this movie on a lot of different fronts. Nor is it a crisis movie, to be honest with you. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
The crisis
There's a
is being
ginormous
managed.
wait, what of this
The
movie?
crisis being managed is not a crisis. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a football movie. It's a nothing movie, unfortunately. I didn't really enjoy it at all. And you can't just throw an instrumental Christmas song and a Christmas tree behind you and call it a day and expect Brandon to just give it a thumbs up. Those days are long
I was
gone.
about to say there were times.
There were times, but those days are long gone. Oprah, call us.
Your critical eye has really laser focused.
My critical eye has sharpened. I got glasses. I've got glasses now. It used to be, if I just saw a sparkle, I'd be like, I think it's good. But now that I've got my spectacles,
He stuck a contact right into that critical eye.
oh, lateral.
So Alonzo may not be mad at this movie, but I am. I want my 83 minutes back. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a football movie. It's not a crisis movie. It's hardly a movie. This is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate series of events where no one has any real motivation. The only thing that kind of works is the two leads have some sparks.
Yeah, I'd watch them talk to each other.
Aside from that one saving grace, this is what if we got in the Christmas movie game? What does it take? 2 wreaths, a fake tree, and $1 million. Here you go. That is what happens here. Kind of DOA, a lot of long stretches that are quiet, completely un-Christmassy, with dialogue that just feels like it didn't get a second pass. Unfortunate, bad, didn't like it. One of the worst of the year, in my opinion.
Do you guys know the other 2022 film from the same director, Roger M. Bob?
Roger M. Bob?
Yes. That's his
Roger
name.
M. Bob.
Initial M. Bob. B-O-B-B.
I can't say that I do.
He directed a movie that I think y'all liked quite a bit, which is the first Mahogany Christmas movie, The Holiday Stocking.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Both of those were his 2022 Christmas contributions.
Boy.
The
This
Holiday
and
Stocking was miles better than this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Aside from the Polaroid at the end situation.
You might say, though, the part that we didn't love about the movie maybe was the direction.
Really?
At the end.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, well, that I don't know if that's direction as much as it is story, but
Could I
you're
ask
right.
you
It's
for
a both
directions?
and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger M. Bob.
Yes.
Love
Both
that.
of them.
What a great name.
people.
Roger and Bob. Come on over. Throw it back. Throw it back.
We just want Bob on this one. I'm sorry, Roger.
All right, we're gonna go to all the feels, and I'm gonna throw it to Alonzo.
We're not doing this the whole time. I'm not. You can continue to do whatever you want. You are of your own agency. I am no longer participating in the fake football bit.
I'm gonna throw it to you, and I'm gonna run, and then you throw it to Alonzo. Are you ready?
Go ahead. See what happens. See what this is gonna be dead air. I'm letting you know right now. It's gonna be dead air. You're not gonna.
I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw
it.
I'm gonna throw. Brian, come in here. Brian, come here. Come here. Ready? Down. Set. Height. Oh, he's not even in the shot. Throw it to Alonzo.
Oh, I Christmas fumbled. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh,
there he is. Wow.
Did not see it coming.
Man, if you're watching on Philo, you're getting either a treat or the reason you're canceling. One or the other.
So,
there's
no reason to cancel.
There's so many channels, and the one button ad skip, you wouldn't.
Indeed. Fields, right? Okay. I'm a fan of Eva from way back, and I do think that she and DeVale Ellis, who is the male lead, they do have some chemistry. I still love the inclusion of some gays in the story that are where they're actually relevant to the plot. And so, as much as we talk about inclusion and diversity on Hallmark, I think, it's great to see it everywhere, including OWN. I never want to take that for granted. We were too invisible for too long for me to not put a flag down and say, yes, well done with some gays here. That's kind of it, though.
Fair.
Alonzo with a well done from gays here. I know you're gonna probably bring him up as a way up, but my feels is entirely her boss.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what he was. I don't know where he was. But he got the ball handed to him and he ran with it. And I think he's still running with it to this day.
Either someone said right before they called action, and you need to be British. Either that, or he decided, what if I do this thing?
No one told him no.
That guy is from New Jersey. I looked him up. He's played regional theater, Corbin Blues part in a High School Musical stage production.
I don't dance.
And then all of a sudden he's British in this thing, and there's just no good reason for him to be British.
Do you know who is British?
Who's that?
Roger M. Bob.
Roger M. Bob.
Oh, so maybe
the
Roger
British director said, yes, more of this, please.
I love
Wowzers.
that. You know what? I love that.
That's impressive.
This movie's getting a little better now.
That's
now that I know that.
placating situation where you see someone trying to do your thing and you're like, yeah, keep working at it. It's like when I'm sometimes if when I'm in Mexico and I speak Spanish, I think the people of Mexico are entertained.
Yeah.
They're like, please continue to try to do the thing that you're doing. I think that is the spirit of Roger.
They appreciate the effort.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But without him, I don't know if I'm finishing this movie. He was the saving grace. Grace.
You and I disagree there.
Dano?
No feels. No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Not a chance.
Well, okay.
Back to you, Brand.
We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna talk about the way one and the what. Just own it. I don't know. We'll work. I
think. Oh no, you didn't. Is what?
Oh no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Is the play here for sure.
Yeah. You hear that again? Like you're writing all these down to tell the Oprah, right? Like
yes. I have a PowerPoint ready to go.
And she only takes PowerPoints from what I understand. We'll be right back here at Hallmark. was a good break. That felt good.
It felt great.
It was a lot of fun. You know what? This movie, we watched on Philo.
We did.
The OWN is on the Philo, and we're going to do the Wait What's now. I was just kind of processing through all the facts about this movie.
Great.
No? Okay. It's time for Wait What. Alonzo, what are you waiting and what are you waiting?
Well, before the opening credits are even done, I wrote down, this is and is not how damage control works. So the idea that you have this guy who the big scandal is that he slept with his secretary, like everybody stop the presses. And then she diverts attention away from that by him giving a bunch of toys to a children's hospital. That is how that would work. You do like show people
look at this over here,
a shiny object to distract them from the other thing. It does not work to the extent that he literally crosses an angry mob and has a press conference and the angry mob is immediately like, yay, you know.
Yeah.
So that was like, I get what you're doing, movie. You're showing a sort of a capsulated version of how this process works.
I've never seen protesters turn so quickly. Like typically, if you're out protesting something, you feel so ardently about it that you're there to see the only thing that would satisfy you or sate you as a protester is the exact thing on your sign. This guy goes out and he's like $5 million to children, and they're like, well, in that case,
bravo,
forget
sir,
everything. I'm good. I'm going to protest for this guy now. It was quite a turn. It was quite a turn by the protesters.
And if anything gets people in the streets, it's the idea of a corporate CEO like having an extramarital affair with an employee. That's but
it just never happens.
Of course, yes, it is so rare that it is shocking. And the only thing even more inducing to like public fury is the idea that 15 years ago, when you were a college athlete, you accepted money from a booster.
Yeah,
that is the crisis of this movie, as y'all pointed out. It is the walloping wait what of this movie, and that who cares?
Yeah, well, so there's even more so than who cares. Who didn't do it? One,
sure.
If you're a football analyst who did that, you are much more likely to get a job than you are to lose a job.
Yeah.
The character that they've modeled this after is Reggie Bush, who is an analyst for Fox Sports regularly. The fact that this is news that breaks, that matters, is patently absurd. That is not even a Monday. That's not, I don't even know if it makes the news.
Well, the thing, this came out in 2022, so times are different. It wasn't like a big push for college athletes to get money or anything like that. It was different back then in 2022.
The context of the time.
Yeah.
And then the fact that this entire like cancel this dude movement is being spawned by a guy who runs a homeless shelter.
Yeah. It's the best. The best.
Yeah, like we know how that's going to work out, but it doesn't make any sense in the get-go.
I'm gonna ruin you.
I'll see you here one day.
This is one of those movies where big important people have no like support staff. Like this guy is immediately, it's like talking directly to the network about his contract. I'm like, don't you have an agent? Don't you have a manager? Aren't there like, don't you have a wall of lawyers? Like you seem to be completely like free floating on your own. And I didn't buy that at all. She decorates this enormous tree in her apartment with the ribbon and everything, while also planning to go to Turks and Caicos for Christmas. So
Classic.
It's like, why have a tree in your apartment if you're going to be leaving town? And then I was reminded of a movie we did not particularly care for, Netflix's The Noel Diaries, by the fact that the big reveal of this movie is held until like the third act for no real reason
at all.
Yeah,
that is another big one.
Like the idea that he took the money, yes, but he only did it to help her, finish school. That is information that is withheld from the audience for a very long time in a way that does not seem to make much sense in terms of how the characters are interacting and the things they would need to be revealing to other people to sort of explain the process of all this. That just felt very like forced by the writing.
It's a better movie if they're like, hey, we were together, he took this money for this reason. Like if they just do that up front, it's a better movie.
Yeah. Also, and then
they held that for late on the PowerPoint for Oprah.
There you go.
She saw that slide and she was like, "What?"
Well,
like, I did not see that coming.
We can't not. Yeah.
And then my last one is like the fiance is so aggressively terrible that I
Yeah.
kept waiting for the reveal that she was doing this on purpose. That like she was basically out to destroy this guy to like make herself the martyr or something, like that she was willfully undoing all of the work of the crisis management team for her own benefit. But no, she's just oblivious.
Just there.
Yep. Let's talk about that group of protesters outside of the beginning of this movie that are so mad that they would all come down and stand outside of this building, but also they do want you to know they are in the Christmas spirit.
Yes,
because they're all wearing like elf hats and
Santa costumes.
It's like we're pissed, but also jolly. And it's confusing. Listen, when you go to protest, in December, you're forced to make some decisions, and you have to keep rocking your hat. You can't let the Christmas spirit die, even while you're protesting. There's a line of this movie that still makes me giggle just reading it, and it's her friend telling her, they're like, or her coworker, they say, yeah, she says, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then she says to her, that's not a bad plan, even the lemon squeezy. Which I just love. I love that line, and I just want it on the record. It's not a bad plan, even the lemon squeezy.
Even the lemon squeezy.
As if easy peasy lemon squeezy was actually a part of the plan.
That's right. The lemonade.
Even the lemon squeezy.
We'll do it all and drink a nice tall glass of lemonade.
I always just think of Peter Capaldi in the Loop.
In the Loop.
Difficult
lemon difficult. That's exactly right. It's my favorite. It's really more difficult lemon difficult. I quote it once a week. I quote that, and only I think my wife knows what I'm talking about. That's just the best. Yeah, you don't know that.
No,
yeah,
but I do like the line. That's funny. My guy donates a box of just random balls.
Yes.
Like, it's like, how do we remind people that he's
sports guy?
He has a ball. He has a box of balls just lying around. Like footballs still come in a box.
Yeah.
Like they don't just come with nothing, but he just throw them all in there. And then at the end of this movie, she sends over a card, or someone sends over a card. And the card it just says, I am glad to spend another Christmas with you. Could not have any less emotion if they tried.
Did an 8-year-old write that card?
I am glad.
The secretary.
I am glad to spend another Christmas with you.
Yeah.
Sincerely.
Signed
yes. Me.
To whom it may concern.
My best wishes are implied.
I am glad. Dan?
Yeah, I know we've hammered home the fact that him taking money wouldn't be a big deal, but not only would it not hurt his credibility as a football analyst, but also he took money to play football at Drake. So you don't have to be a football fan to understand how little of a deal this is. If you think about college football, I bet most people in the country could name 3 or 4 schools that everybody knows college football. Drake, I that wouldn't even be in the top 200 schools. No one would care. If this was Alabama, doing
Ohio State,
if this was a massive school doing something illegal and there was something else, not money, like if it got more inappropriate than that, then yes, maybe you could see a scandal there. But for a kid to go to Drake, which is an academically high institution, to play there, Drake basketball's their biggest sport, to play foot, no one would care. Zero.
I thought they made it up. Where is Drake? I've never heard of it.
There's 2 Drakes. One is in Iowa, I believe, in the Missouri Valley Conference. And then there is a Drake School of something in Chicago.
Now, in this movie, they do at one point call it Drake College. So
yeah, it is, maybe they made it up. But I
thought they were like we were meant to understand it was really Duke, but they were calling it Drake.
I was under the assumption that it was the Missouri Valley, college, Drake University.
I did. Okay. No idea.
Either way, real bad. Just terrible. The sports show that this guy hosts, is it a podcast? it is one dude in a box that barely has enough room to fit his face in it, and he has a podcast mic, and then he looks over and there's a screen to the side that just has like
Trending topics,
random news on it. Like, it doesn't have like what you're going to say next, like a prompter. It just has like you just got caught. Yeah. What's going on there? There's no world where you can do that sports program without a bunch of prompters and producers. It's a threadbare situation.
Am I remembering this correctly? Are there like no cameramen? Like, is the only person on the set the producer, or do they?
I think there's one camera guy. There's one camera guy. That's it. At one point, our favorite boss, who is a question of British. Yeah. He says, he references another crisis that she managed, doesn't tell us what it is, and just says, "You turned a major felony into a barely noticeable misdemeanor." That's illegal. The job of a lawyer at best. At worst, that's just illegal. Like if something is a major felony, it does not become a barely noticeable misdemeanor because someone comes in and spins it the right way. Like that's not as a crisis manager, you take what you're given and try to make lemon squeezy.
She's the queen, Dan.
She's the queen.
She's the queen.
I took a major felony. So not just like a major. That would be like taking like.
She is the literal queen, though. She has that power.
You murdered 5 people. You have 10 hours of community service. Is basically what we're saying. This is easily the worst dance instructor of all time. They show up to take dance classes. The fiance doesn't show up. So our leading lady steps in. This woman's like, "All right, dance." And then she's like, "I got to take a call." And she leaves and proceeds to do nothing. They paid for that class.
Dan, we don't know what's going on in her life, okay?
But if they paid for a private dance lesson and got someone to open the door for them and take a phone call, like that is the worst dance instructor of all time. No way around.
Maybe I'm not keeping up with the times on this, but my understanding is that if you're going someplace to learn how to waltz or whatever it is they're doing, they don't let you wear sneakers.
No,
like you would have to wear leather shoes.
Yes. And lastly, there's a painting above his fireplace, and she goes, "Did you paint this?" And we get to see the painting. It's awful. It is like he was just going to paint a canvas solid brown and ran out of brown paint and switched to khaki. And then he just finished it off and flipped it upside down and called it art. Like it is just like, did you paint this? What gave it away? The fact that it's terrible. Yeah.
I'll say this, for all the Christmas movies we've seen about like painters and photographers and whatever else who are supposed to be really talented, and then when we see the goods, it's like, oh no, you're not. That was a very credible painting done by someone who was in the NFL. Which is not to say that there haven't been talented painters coming out of the NFL, but I'd say your average NFL player deciding to paint,
that is
true. One class in college, that's what you would do.
If he is a football guy and decides to give it a shot, you're right. I will rescind my wait. What? You are right. That is 100% correct, and I love it.
It's time for Oh No You Didn't. This is where we talk about any questions that we still have that we would like some answers to. Alonzo.
Well, so the big finish here is that the Queen of Crisis Management resigns her position, even though she has been made partner and being offered to run the London office, because she realizes that, her original goal had been to help people, and that, spending this time at the center and, with this guy who does all this charity work, like she needs to reevaluate her concerns and become more of a sort of pro bono lawyer. However, she has just admitted on national television that she was privy to a payout scandal to cover her undergraduate tuition. Does that somewhat, what about her reputation now? Does she need a crisis management person before she's going to become a legal do-gooder? Does this, maintain her cred as somebody who has been a victim of the system? I don't know. I think we just glide past that part really quickly, and I think we might need to unpack it a little.
Yeah. Dan, you brought up the weird set that this guy has his show on, but I have a specific question about the show. he goes to that screen and he's like, let's take a look at what's trending right now. And then the camera like goes to the screen and like, when people are watching it on TV, is there somebody talking about what's on the screen or is it just silent? Because he doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't break down what's on.
Yeah.
And at first I thought usually he would, but he saw that he was being canceled. Like that's what was trending. And he was like at a loss for words, but then he does it again. He's like, let's go to what's trending. And it's all good stuff now. But is somebody like, first of all,
dangerous,
very dangerous to
Yeah.
just have unfiltered trending topics on the screen.
No,
Clear.
can't do it.
There's no way that him being canceled would have made it to the screen.
Because somebody's going to get
there's nothing we
trending
could do.
something about him just so
Right.
it appears on
Just
the
so it
screen.
appears on the
Of
screen.
course.
It's
But
like a Christmas con where you could just put any picture up on the screen.
We
Remember how
wouldn't.
that went?
we would.
2019, you were there, Alonzo.
Yes.
It got ugly in a hurry.
There were some doozies for sure. Now, also, you guys watch more sports television than I am. Doesn't everything have a music bed under it?
Yes.
That's my understanding. Everything's,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
there's
If
just
you're not
dead
talking,
air with that guy.
then no, it was bad.
But this guy just kicks it to a screen
yeah, that's weird. It's a podcast.
for like 5-10 seconds.
it is
What's-
not on ESPN.
the only thing I can figure is there has to have been some sort of voiceover somewhere talking about what's trending. Because if not, it's just literally silence for 5 to 10 seconds. Just read this.
Yeah.
It's like when the Weather Channel goes to the local weather and there's just music playing and you're just like seeing. It's just weird. It's a weird bit, Dan.
Yeah, your all the feels is my own. No, you didn't.
No, that doesn't sound right.
This guy as a boss, I just need to know everything there is to know about him in general. I know that they mentioned a British office twice to make it reasonable that this guy exists. But I want to be clear. The problem is not that he's British. The problem is that he's not. Like that. That's the problem, is that the guy, there's no world where he's passing for British. I don't know what the goal was, but I need to know where he's from. I need to know what he does in his spare time. I need to know everything about this guy, because it was a riot, whatever that was.
I think the problem is that his dialect coach was Bran.
Yeah, that'll do it.
What are you talking about, mate?
That's better.
From London.
We're
Yeah.
just doing our thing.
Cheerio.
We're crisis management.
That's better. That's better than what we got.
Lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Another one down, another one coming up. Next week, we're finally doing it, guys. A Nashville country Christmas,
Yeah.
the Paramount
Yes.
plus
The Ashley
Paramount.
Williams joint.
Ashley
Nice.
Williams directed. We are covering that next Monday. Very much looking forward to it. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.